Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I have another pair of Salomon boots for review. Always excited to review some Salomons. And these are Salomon Outward GTX, the brand new addition to the line of boots that Salomon has. Alright, let's see if they did a good job. Now, if you want to have a brief overview, if you don't want to watch the whole review, let me tell you guys, really nice boots. I like them a lot. Very lightweight for the size, for everything they offer. Definitely fair price, $150. These are GTX waterproof. They do run a little bit on the smaller side, so if you are considering them, go ahead. You're probably not gonna regret buying these boots, but get yourself probably a whole size bigger than you typically get your dress shoes or whatever your size is, because they do run a little bit small. The link is in the description below. Yes, the Amazon link, that is. All right, if you guys do have time to watch the whole review, let's get into it. So, as some of you already know, this review is specifically for my ultimate survival boots section. Yes, so basically, if this wasn't just your regular hiking boot, but it was your regular hiking boot, and you were wearing it and something bad happened. Now, bad, I don't know, disaster, war, some kind of catastrophe, whatever, 2020, crazy year, just think about something. And you were wearing these boots. Would they be good? Would they contribute to your survival? You know, you had to run, fight, climb, do whatever that is necessary to survive, right, in the survival situations. Would these boots contribute to your survival or not? Yes. So how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's get into it. Criteria number 1, of course, you guessed it, the comfort level. Yes. Okay, so in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and trail running shoes and just shoes in general that I review on this channel, I do same exact tests for everything I review on this channel. Well, shoe wear, right? It's a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk without stopping, even if it's really hard. Sometimes it is, but no stopping. And then I wear the boot for the rest of the day. So the total wear time is about 7 to 8 hours. And I do like these boots overall. Like I said, there are a few factors that contribute to the comfort level and that take away from the comfort level. Unfortunately, yes, there are these factors in these boots. So one of the things that contributes to the comfort level, of course, would be the weight. This is size 10, and as you can see, 16.2. Now, I have to say, I am very impressed with the weight. Now, to give you kind of a reference point, I always say that if you want a boot that you can run in or you can walk in for extended periods of time without getting too fatigued because of, well, not getting fatigued because of the weight on your feet, extra weight on your feet. You want something under 20 ounce. And these are well under 20 ounce. So 16.2, very impressive for a mid-size boot that is also waterproof and that offers that much of the protection. A few other factors that contribute to the comfort level. Let's see. The inner sole. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit disappointed with the inner sole here in this boot. Let me just say it right out of the bat. It's not the usual ortholite that Salomon implements, but it does have a nice shape to it. Unfortunately, it does not have pretty much any kind of cushioning to it. I don't think this is enough. So whenever you're running, if you are not running properly, you will feel the impact, you will feel the stress going through your heel all the way to your ankles and all the way to your knees. Not good. I wish Salomon implemented a little bit more cushioning. Nice shape, not enough cushioning. But it gets a little bit worse because you don't get any cushioning here, basically, and then you literally don't get any cushioning. That's it. Right there, it just goes straight into the hard rubber. Not very good. So if you're considering these boots, I would recommend getting something a little bit more comfortable than this. This is not very impressive, especially for the boot that costs $150. Keep that in mind. A few factors that do contribute to the comfort level. The flexibility of the bottom sole, surprisingly. Now, really, look how massive this outsole is. It looks like it is a bit stacked, but we'll see for sure. 1 inch the front and 1.5 inch on the back. So we do have a 1/2 inch of stack, which some people do like, some people don't. I honestly don't think 1/2 inch is that much of role player, right? But even though it is so thick, it is still flexible, and I think Salomon did a really good job here. Okay, let's move on to another factor that contributes to the comfort level, is how soft this material here. Even though the rubber piece up here is a little bit hard, the material on the outside is soft, so it's good for overall toe box comfort. However, that is the downfall of the comfort level here. The factor that does not takes away from the comfort. There is no cushioning on the inside of the toe box, and because there is this harder piece of rubber, if your toe is touching any parts of this toe box, you will get eventually fatigued. So, what do I recommend for that? If you still want to buy these boots, I recommend getting at least a whole size bigger, right? So you have some extra space in the toe box, and implementing some thicker socks to give you some cushioning here between your foot, between your toes, and your toe box. Keep that in mind. And of course, you probably already noticed there is some cushioning here on the tongue, some cushioning here on the sides. Not much, honestly. I wish there was a little bit more, but that's really all Salomon gave us there. So, out of 10, I can give these boots a very solid 7. 7 out of 10. Pluses, huge plus, that they're very lightweight. Downfalls is that really, this is just not enough, guys. Come on, this is not enough. And really no cushioning. It's like for very rough, someone very tough feet, I guess. Yeah. I like cushiony stuff. I like when it's, you know, if you're running, if you're walking for extended periods of time, you want to make sure that you are in the comfort of your own boot, if that makes sense. All right, done with the comfort level. Let's move on to the proofing and protection. So, proofing wise, these are GTX, yes, Gore-Tex. If you can see it, Gore-Tex waterproofing. Basically, Gore-Tex is a very popular method, special technology, waterproofing technology. It's preferred. It's not just Salomon that has Gore-Tex. There are a lot of other brands that use Gore-Tex technology. And more or less experienced hikers, most of them, they do prefer to have Gore-Tex. Basically what it does is saves on weight, it's lightweight waterproofing, and at the same time it's also breathable. I never had any kind of problems with it. But there is one little weird thing that I wanted to point out here, okay? Look at this shaft, right? From the back of the shaft we have, because it's the shaft goes, you know, it gives you a little bit arch there. Let's see. So it's about 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches from the ground. However, whenever it comes to the gusseting on the tongue, it is only 5 inches. So what happened was 1/2 inch. Why not implement another 1/2 inch? And I just don't understand it sometimes. They could have done another 1/2 inch of waterproofing, which means you can step in a deeper puddle and not get wet. But okay, whatever, they did it. One thing I don't understand, but nevertheless, pointed it out. Let's talk about the protection now. As you can see at the front, there is this rubber design, rubber piece going. It does give a little bit of protection. However, I don't think this is enough for any kind of serious impact. It will protect you from like small rocks falling on your toe, but not anything sufficient. Whenever it comes to the ankles, I do like these extra pads implemented here. Not much of the protection, but still sufficient enough for a lightweight mid-size boot. The heel, of course, is reinforced, and I do love the outsole. It is just so thick and so strong. You can definitely walk over some sharp rocks and just be completely fine. So on the protection, I think it's a pretty good balance. Proofing wise, I think it's pretty good too, especially if you prefer GTX. Let's move on to the quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, Salomon, they have been in business and doing hiking stuff, outdoor stuff forever. They know what they're doing. In fact, I have to point it out here that the best boot, Ultimate Survival Boot of 2019, was in fact Salomon. Yes, the number one. And on the top 10 there was another Salomon there. I actually do have the top 10 boots, hiking boots of 2019. Everything I have reviewed just like this on this channel. Nothing from like freaking pictures like some people do. I've seen those reviews, they're pointless. No, actual testing, actual holding it in my hands. Only those. So if you want to check it out, check it out. But Salomon, they know what they're doing. And you can't really judge right now at this very moment much by Amazon. By the way, the link is in the description below. It's only about 20 reviews right now, but like I said, these boots are new, so they will definitely grow. But whenever it comes to the design features, here I talk about the lacing system. As you can see, nothing crazy over here. Absolutely basic lacing system. I do like it. The strings slide very easily through the hooks. There are 4 pairs of regular fabric hooks, and there is 1 pair of nice metal open hooks here on the top. Go ahead and focus right here. Yep, there we go. One thing I kind of wish Salomon implemented here is if these open hooks on the top were actually locking hooks where you can lock the string in place. Now you see it kind of locks, but not as much as on most of their other boots. Keep that in mind. I kind of wish it was. Not a big deal, but it would have been nicer if they kept that older locking technology. I liked it a little bit more. All right, let's move on to the number 4, criteria number 4, the outsole traction and stability. And this is probably one of the best features about this boot. It's their standard Contagrip technology for the outsole. And I think whenever it comes to outsoles, Salomon's, they are one of the best in the industry. In order to test the outsole, I do my runs and walk on the variety of different surfaces. I start with older asphalt, newer tarmac. Then I go to dry sand, wet sand, dry grass, wet grass, trail surface, rocky road, and then I finish up on some marble and tile. Yes. Excellent outsole on literally everything. Literally anything you throw at it is great. Now, of course, I wouldn't say, on ice, because there isn't really much stuff that can perform on ice out of the box unless it actually has the metal spikes. So keep that in mind. But in the snow, they should be pretty good too. Keep that in mind. Excellent, excellent outsole. I absolutely love it. It's just so well balanced. Perfect amount of aggression and perfect amount of flatness. Good stuff. All right, so let's move on to the criteria number 5, temperature. Now, these boots are not insulated in any way, so they're not really winter boots. You can probably get away with these boots in some colder temperatures and maybe even some snowy situations because they will handle very good on the snow. And if you wear some insulated socks, you should get away with some colder temperatures as well because these are waterproof after all. So might be a decent option. Not the best because it's really nothing. There's no insulation. But still, if you are planning to do most of your hiking in the summer, spring, fall, and maybe occasionally something in the winter, yes, they might be a pretty good option. Let's move on to the criteria number 6. Sizing. Yes, sizing. So, like I said, they do run a little bit small. I would recommend getting a whole size bigger. Usually I recommend my viewers to get a half a size bigger boot. So if your sneakers, your dress shoes are size 9, whenever you're buying a boot, get yourself 9.5 so you have a little bit of that extra space in the toe box. It helps. I got this advice from one of my friends who is a very experienced hiker, and it really does save your toe whenever you're going down the hill. But because these do run small, I would recommend getting the whole size bigger. Keep that in mind. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 7 now, the balance of application. So basically, if this really was your ultimate survival boot, your on the hike and something bad happened. And now you had to run, walk for miles, fight, climb, do whatever is necessary to survive. Would this be a good boot to survive in after everything we have discussed? I think it is a pretty good option if you get it in the right size, if you plan your hiking not in cold temperatures, not in winter situations. Really, really good option. I think it's a pretty good option. It has a very good outsole, very nicely balanced outsole. Literally any kind of terrain you throw at it, they will handle very good. I wish there was a little bit better comfort. I think Salomon could have done a little bit of a better job to make them more comfortable, just literally just by making this insole a little bit thicker, a little bit more cushiony, and that would have been great. But nevertheless, I think if you get them in the right size and implement some insulated socks, not even insulated socks unless you're planning it for the winter, but more of thicker socks, and maybe for an upgrade this thing, you would be pretty good. But that brings me to the criterion number 8, which is the price. Like I said, $150 currently on Amazon. The link is in the description below. $150, I think it's a good price. It's definitely a fair price, all right? For the amazingly lightweight boot with the Gore-Tex from Salomon, I think it's definitely a good price. However, from the same Salomon, the number 1 boot of 2019 that I have reviewed on this channel in 2019, Salomon X Ultra 3 Mid GTX, mid-size boot. Amazing, unbelievable, amazing comfort. Just something you have not experienced yet unless you have them. Lightweight, Gore-Tex, and all of that for $130. Yes, $20 cheaper than this. At least you can find them for $130. But probably around $140, $150, even for the same price of $150, still, this has a way to go to get anywhere near X Ultra 3 GTX. Keep that in mind. I think whenever you come up with the new stuff, new products, they should be better than the old one, not worse. But I think Salomon kind of did a little bit underperformed on this one. Overall, however, if you want to go with the newer line of Salomon, outsole, fantastic. Comfort level, again, you can get away. If you like Gore-Tex, you will appreciate these. Overall, a pretty good boot. But I do recommend you check out a few other Salomon boots that are out there because there are some amazing options. So, thank you very much, guys, for watching this review of Salomon Outward GTX. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Would you consider this boot as your ultimate survival boot? Would you consider this boots as your main hiking boots? Let me know. If you have any requests, you can tell me in the comments as well, and I will be happy to put them on my to-do list, and stuff that is on my to-do list if I come around something, I get that as the priority for the reviews on this channel. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms for America. I'll see you guys in the next video.